What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let's go. Let's get ready to get it in. Hit that like button as you're coming in and going out. Moderators, be on cue tonight. Real talk. We're going to talk. Let's go.
T-Town. Damn, son, for the first time. Throw that ass off. Now she's texting me all the time. Talking about withdraw. From the phone, I ain't call her back. Now she's blowing me up. Now I can't go nowhere without her showing up. She tripping. I told her ass from the jump a nigga be bad. But ever since I gave her the business, she gone crazy, yeah, ooh, crazy, yeah. Man, it's girl, she gone crazy, yeah, ooh, crazy, yeah. There you on me, tripping when we all alone, tripping when we lonely. Oh lordy, don't you start it. Why you worried? It's just me and the homies. Lot of money, arm leg with the engine cost. Bob Marley, reefer in the glove compartment. Lean surf coffin, I'm dead nigga coughing. This bitch crazy, no taxi, trying to charge. Few hickeys, gotta lick it for you stick. Pour a double shot to the Henny. What's wrong with me? 5150, but she pretty. I caught a shot, but you foul business, bitch. Yeah. I told her ass from the jump, a nigga be bad. But ever since I gave her the business, she gone crazy, yeah, ooh, crazy, yeah. Man, this girl, she gone crazy, ooh, crazy, yeah. She tripping, feels so close down. Only got one night in town. I don't catch feelings, I just break her down like a drive-through. I'm in and out. 28 for my new shit. I keep it all white. That's a cool whip. Red looking like a cruise ship. And your girl all on my cruise ship. Hey, after party, my hotel. Got pictures out in my stairwell. Love a bad chick who don't kiss and tell. She said she love me. I'm like, oh well. She gone crazy. Ooh, crazy. Yeah. Man, it's girl, she gone crazy. Ooh, crazy. She tripping.
If you're looking for a social program that's for us, by us, designed by us, then come on over to WeGotUps.com. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, Q.
Yeah. What's up? It's your homeboy Ice Cube. You know what it is. The West Coast Warlord, the Grand Wizard. Don Mega is in the house. Now check this out. I'm inviting you to join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. That's WeGotUps.com. 100% Black owned, man. I see you here, boys. I see you. You out there doing it, man. And as we say in the Big Three League, we got ups, baby. So WeGotUps.com. Check it out, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, Black people, we definitely need to socialize, get together, figure out this system we are going through. So, WeGotUps.com promises to be that place. Like I said, Black owned. Gotta love it. And, willing to make sure that you guys make a social connection. So WeGotUps.com, from your homeboy Ice Cube. Got to throw up the dub, for that. You know what I'm saying? And hey man, official Black People Social Network. I get it. Don't worry about that. Just join, man. Join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. WeGotUps.com, man. That's easy, man. We got ups, baby. We got ups. Your homeboy Ice Cube, and I'm out. Throwing up the dub, but we got ups, man. Check it out.
And when you come over there, look me up. Official Dana J. Hit that like button. Let's ride out. Now, let's get this content. You ready?
It's only gotten me, they can come and watch us in. We gotta need to know when you so you know what you gonna do now. Keep up your body, cause I'm really about to put it down. You please stand you. Tonight I wanna spend it you. Sista, when you say go, there you go again, that voice. You make your girlfriend. Come on. You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I'll be. The cousin Marcus in the industry, making this up, she can't sleep.
What up? What up? What up? What up? Shout out to everybody that's here. Hold on, I gotta do this real quick. Man, but that intro fire. That intro is fire. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Like I said yesterday, shout out to my boy Jock. Got married. And man, I didn't know people can get that jealous though. I'm being stalked all the way around the board. People like, oh, we was in the bushes. He tried to call a person 4 times. They sent him to the answer machine. No, they ain't sent me to the answer machine. They went to the answer machine, but they ain't sent me. But hey, like I say, shout out to my guy. We got some things to talk about. So let's get it started. First thing we got to talk about. Is this what I think it is? Yeah. All right. First thing we got to talk about is if you want to donate to the channel, at the bottom of the screen is a super chat, right? is a super chat down there. You go ahead and hit the super chat and follow it any which way, you know, and donate in whatever you want in the super chat. Okay? It's nothing mandatory, just a voluntary thing. Just letting you know. That's a voluntary thing. Second thing is if you want to donate via Zelle, my Zelle is there. Zelle, DantesJackson@yahoo.com. If you want to donate via the tip jar is there. Also, if you want to donate via Cash App, the Cash App is there. Everything, everything is in the description page. Everything is in the description page. So if you go to my description part, you can look at everything. The links are there. Second thing is this right here. One thing Dana don't do is chase down people. When I support people, I support. So what I'll say is from this day forth, Dana won't be jumping in nobody else's chat unless I'm summoned over there or I'm called over there or I'm just in that area. One thing I don't do is off the wall BS. No, I don't have a beef with nobody that's worth beefing with. I don't. I do have a fan club that hates me, that trolls everything I do. And it's fine. They on a campaign hard to try to stop me from spreading the word that R. Kelly is innocent. That's not going to happen. I will continue going to bigger platforms. So I know I got some texts today. Some people saying, "Oh, Dane, I don't see you in Choke's channel and this and this and this." Nah, I was over there, but I've came to the agreement that, you know, it is what it is. Me and Choke don't have a beef. We don't have a disagreement. I think it's time I need to get back doing what I'm doing. Okay. And that's bringing the news about Robert. So starting tomorrow, I will go back to my regular channel. I'm at my regular scheduled times. I will say that. What else? Something else on mine. What up, EJ? So yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it's no beef nowhere. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Choke. He's doing his thing. I hope he don't get derailed by the jockstrap crew that's over there that sends him cash apps, and I'm happy about that. Take all that goddamn money. But like I said, it's time Dana get back doing what Dana do. Like I said, I want to shout out my boy, Jock, on his wedding. You know what I'm saying? We've been rocking for over 15 years. And it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, over 15 years of friendship can't be swayed. Secondly, I want to send a shout out to my brother from a different mother. Y'all heard him on my intro, night in, night out. Every time I come on, you hear this brother right here. I keep it Baltimore, which is none other than Cisco. He got some fire stuff. Go look his stuff up. So you know what it is. Be more united. This is what we do. This is how we stand. All right. Now that that's got out the way, we can get into some commentary. First up, Travis Scott, Astroworld. What is Astroworld? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. What is Astroworld? Some people say Astroworld is a concert. Some people say it's a place where all abnormal stuff happens. Some people say Astroworld was just something that they threw together. However, let me grace you with this. Astroworld. The album title is named after a defunct theme park, Six Flags Astroworld. So when you're looking at stuff like this, you got to look at the word defunct. Let me make sure I got the right word. Hold on. DEFUNCT. Okay. DEFUNCT. Defunct. Okay. Let's do it like this. Share screen. Here we go. All right. I wanted to get a meaning of Astroworld. Okay. So Astroworld is the album title is named after the defunct theme park Six Flags Astroworld, which was located in Houston, Texas. Prior to its closure, Scott, a Houston native, aimed for the album to sound like taking an amusement park away from kids. However, I want to look at this right here. I want y'all to look at this. I want y'all to take a look at this. You see the Chucky doll, the real life Chucky doll with kid eating popcorn. You see this kid popcorn leaving. Fire is coming out of Astroworld, but you see a parents with their kids coming out. So when you look at the word defunct, it means no longer existing or functioning. No longer existing or functioning. That's what Astroworld's supposed to mean. But didn't we just see an Astroworld sighting where a lot of people got killed at Astroworld? So if it's supposed to mean no longer functioning or working, right? Then ask yourself this question.
Families, so we can help assist to identify the family.
Ask yourself this question. If Astroworld is supposed to be no longer existing or functioning, and this is going to scare a lot of people, I'm going to tell you that now. If Astroworld is supposed to be no longer existing or functioning, right? What is that emblem on Travis Scott's hand? And if you think I'm joking, I'm letting you see what I was going through researching. So that way, when y'all go research it, you can be like, oh my God, it's even deeper than what I thought. That emblem on his hand, what is that? Ben said, dude kept entertaining as people were dying. Right. Because Astroworld is a place, is a demonic place for rituals. But some people are going to say, no, Dana, that's not true. I beg to differ. Let's listen to what Travis Scott say, but pay attention to the marking on his hand. Let's go.
I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. And I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, everyone to help us figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening.
Hey, God's gift.
I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. Love you all.
Two things. Why couldn't he look into the camera? Why did an apology feel sincere? I'm going to tell you why. He mentioned God how many times? I'm going to tell you why the apology wasn't sincere. You see the markings on his hand? He have a double marking. What do that mean, Dana? What do that mean to have a double marking? Let's look it up. The first symbol is this right here. It looked like a little half-pointer moon type joint. Let's see what that means. Let's see what that means. See what it means. That same symbol he have is right here. Master elect of 15. The symbol he have is number 10, number 9, and number 11. So number 9 is master elect of 9. 10 is master elect of 15. 11 subline master elected. So that's what that means. This right here is the Freemason symbols and meanings. The next symbol is the half D, or the D backwards. Let's see what that means. The half D, 12. That means Grand Master Architect. So we have a Master Elect of 9, Master Elect of 15, Sublime Master Elected, and a Grand Master Architect. Hold on. Hold on. Thank you so much, God Gift. So we have, hold on, let me get this for somebody. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. All right. So with that, and you see 12 is the link, is the Grand Master Architect. So we have the Master Elect of 9, the Master Elect of 15, the Sublime Master Elected, and Grand Master Architect, right? So with that, right, you have to look at, that's what's on his, that's what's on his hand. You see the little spear knife thing on here, and the back was D in the middle. Master Architect. That's how he was able to recreate Astroworld, right? However, when you look at Freemason symbols, as you see, when you look at Freemason symbols, you don't see nothing wrong, right? You don't see nothing wrong. So you scroll up and you look at what it really is. The Freemasons took the signs of Masonry. It's a difference. Freemasons took the signs of Masonry. What Masonry study is they believe in God. What Freemasons believe in is the satanic occult, not cult, but occult, symbols and their meanings. Symbols represent strong presence in and or authority over the item, person to which they are attracted. Just like churches affix crosses to their steeple as a demonstration of Jesus' lordship over them. Nazis fly a Nazi flag over their homes or sport the emblem as an accessory indicating an allegiance / submission to all things Nazi. while the symbols listed do have ties to occult, satanic practices. It is also important to know that some have been hijacked. As Christians, it is our obligation to properly discern the message communicated by various symbols. Didn't we see a symbol shown in the Ahmaud Arbery case today by the judge? What up, US Network? I appreciate you, bro. I need to get with you too. So it says, God would not have us ignorant to the enemy or his devices. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Let's go with symbol number 1. Look where it's at. Oh, Lord, I ain't going to show y'all that just yet. Symbol number 1 is what? The all-seeing eye on $1, right? Where's the all-seeing eye? This is the Masonic compass and square, right? But Freemasonry hijacked it. Prince Hall Masons use this. But when you look at Freemasons, at the top, they see the eye. Well, let's pay attention. The all-seeing eye of Horus. Occult followers actually claim that the story of Christ's Immaculate Conception is a ripoff of Horus' birth. In Freemasonry, Masonic temples, this is a key symbol of poor imitation meant to represent the all-seeing eye, all-knowing God. So question, if they saying, "In God we trust," on $1, right? Why won't they come out and tell you the truth that this is not $1, it's only a promissory note? I got you. Why won't they tell you the truth that the greenbacks is not money, it's nothing but a promissory note? Al Campbell said, Dana, right now, more than any other video, I appreciate and respect your mind and info. Thank you, brother. No problem. I appreciate you and thank you. The next, now look, note. Uh-oh. Look who's throwing, look. Ain't this the favorite couple that nobody see anymore? Note, in Freemasonry, Masons refer to the great architect. Most assume this to be God. However, the Masons do not require their members to name the God they worship. Members are free to worship any God they choose, including who? Satan. Now, that's what Freemasons versus Masons, that's where the beef coming at. Real Masons, they are required to go worship God. Freemasons, you can do whatever you want. Fantasia said, Dana, if you fold the dollar a certain way, you will see a real alien. I swear to my God on that. Number 2 is the Luciferian eye. In occult circles, this symbolizes Lucifer. The diamond pictured below the eye is a tear that is shed for all those outside his influence. Wow. This is Luciferian. 3, the pyramid, a key symbol in or Freemasonry, and reportedly the Illuminati is the pyramid, specifically when depicted with a separate capstone. In these circles, the all-seeing eye is thought to refer to a great divide among people. Wow. I'm gonna read it again. In these circles, the all-seeing eye is thought to refer to a great divide among people. Each level, step of the pyramid represents a social economic class and its influence as well as affluence. Wait a minute, what? Each level / step of the pyramid represents a social economic class and its influence as well as affluence. But wait, don't we see that now? So what you're telling me is that the corporation of the United States runs by the pyramid. That's why you can't have Christ and state together. That's why they say you got to separate Christ and state. But that was the worst thing that could have happened, is when they took prayer out of school, when they took Christ out of money and Christ out of businesses. But let's finish, because the elite's done that. The capstone with the I then represents the most elite and their self-purported elevation over the rest of mankind. Ain't that's what we see right now in Hollywood and music industry and everything else? Ain't this what you see right now with everything else? Let's go. The lightning bolt. This is what I never seen. And why I never seen it? Because satanic worshipers identify this as 777, famed by Aleister Crowley, who wrote the Guide to Witchcraft and Satanic Worship. Crowley so hated God that he named himself 777. Stop. Anybody that know what 7 means? It means completion, right? So how can you complete yourself 3 times? But they say Crowley so hated God that he named himself 777. 666 was already taken. Crowley's instruction to his followers was that they learn to speak right, walk backwards, as a means to open themselves to hear from the demonic realm. I'm going to stop right there. The reason why I'm going to stop right there is because I want you to hear some of this.
So Madeline, can you start by telling me your first and last name, please?
Madeline Eskins.
Can you spell it for me just to make sure we have the correct spelling?
MadeLineEskins.
So tell me about your experience at the concert tonight, starting just before this happened.
We got there a little bit later, probably around like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And we got one drink each. He got a beer. My boyfriend got a beer. I got some mixed drink they were selling. And we weren't really interested in anybody that was performing at the smaller stage. So I said, let's go get a good spot for Travis Scott. This is the 3rd time I've been at Astroworld Festival. I was there for the first year in 2018. I went in 2019. They did not have one in 2020. So I went, so we went and tried to find a good spot at the stage like I do every year.
Time out. Do y'all see anything wrong with this lady? Do y'all see anything wrong with this lady? Every time she lifts her neck up, you don't see an abnormal neck. But let's finish.
It was fine at first. People were sitting down trying to hold their spots in line. It was still daylight, but that was like 6:15, 6:30. As it got closer to 8:30, 8 o'clock, people started, crowding, got kind of tight, got kind of packed. 8:15, more crowded, more tight, more packed. We couldn't really move around a lot. We were a little bit towards the front. We were about 4 feet away from the fence to the right. There was an alleyway in the—
I'm gonna stop this for a second. You can see she is still frightened by the demonic situation that happened. Pay attention to body language. She is still frightened. Let's watch.
Between the left and right side of general admission for the photographers and for people to walk that were, I guess, celebrities and stuff. And for security. We were about 4 feet away from that fence. So at 8:30, he started a countdown on the main screen, like a timer. till he performed what it was for. And when he started the timer, people started pushing. They'd push forward, and then other people would push back and forward and back. As the timer got closer to 0, it got really, really bad. I couldn't even turn my head to tell my boyfriend anything. I mean, we were packed in there, so I had people shoving me from behind, shoving me from the front on both sides. It's getting really hard to breathe. I was trying to like jump up and lift my head up so I could get air. And whenever he started performing, I looked at my boyfriend. I tried to look at my boyfriend. I only got about this far. And I told him, I said, we have to get out. We have to get out. And he said, we can't. Because we couldn't move. We could not. You couldn't go forward, backwards, inside. You couldn't do anything. The only way to go was up. I remember I was about to tell my boyfriend to tell my son that I loved him, because as it went on, it got to the point where I was like, I'm going to die. Like, I really, truly thought that I was going to get crushed to the point where my trachea was going to get crushed, my chest. I thought I was going to die. So I fainted. I think it was, I don't even remember what song was playing. I don't remember anything. I just know that he had just started. And I fainted. And per my boyfriend and a gentleman that reached out to me on Instagram and said he helped my boyfriend, they basically crowd surfed my unconscious body 4 feet to the right to a security guard, because after trying to get from my boyfriend, he said that he tried to get your attention and you just couldn't, because they were carrying so many people over, that finally him and a just good Samaritan that happened to be there lifted me up, and they just crowd surfed my unconscious body over to the security guard. I came to for a little bit, and I was sitting, and the fence was behind me, the crowd, and I was in that little walkway area, and I looked up, and I passed out again. And then when I woke up again, I was in a different part. I was in like the VIP area, and I woke up with a bottle of water in my lap. Essentially what had happened was the security guard dropped me off and sat down, and then went and ran back to get more people in and out. So once I sat there for a minute, I drank my water, looked around, there were people being carried back and forth. And then I stood up and I was about to go, look for my boyfriend. I had no phone service. I tried to call him. I couldn't call him. I look and they're carrying this guy out, and they're about to set him down. And I noticed he looked really bad. His eyes were rolled in the back of his head. He was completely limp. He did not look good. I asked the security guard, I said, have you checked the pulse on this man? He said, I don't know how to do that. He's like, please help. So I checked the pulse. I did not feel a pulse. His eyes were rolled in the back of his head. His pupils weren't reacting. I shined my flashlight in there. I said, do not drop him off here to go get someone else. You need to go take this man to the medical tent. Take him somewhere. Go. I cleared the way. Another security guard overheard me say, because at first, before I told him that, let me rewind. I told him, I was like, I'm an ICU nurse. I've worked in the ED before. I have experience with this. Like, let me help. Instead of just trying to shove through me. The other security guard had overheard me tell the man that. Tell the security guard that. So he came to me, he said, hey, we need your help up here. So he took me to the front of I think I was in the VIP area. There were 2 towers.
She said the man that was passed back, eyes rolled up in his head. That means that it was hot. Where did the heat come from? If it wasn't a portalway for satanic rituals. Let's finish.
Beside me that people were standing on, it also where the light crew was on either side.
I see you come here with that. I'm gonna answer that.
I walk up and nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Nothing. I work in the ICU. I see people die every week. When I was working in the ER, we get people coming to us that are, have CPRs in progress all the time. I saw 3 people laid out on the ground and maybe 4 medics doing CPR on 3 people. One of them was blue, the guy that looked the worst. I ran over to the medic and I said, do you have an AED? Do you have an ambu bag? What do we have? How long have you been doing compressions? I just started asking her questions. She said, I don't know. I said, has anybody relieved you from compressions?
No.
She's like, no.
You gotta do it.
There were other civilians trying to help do CPR that didn't know how. I mean, teenagers, 19 years old. I asked him how old he was. 19 years old trying to do CPR at 18. I mean, I'm only 23 myself, but still. So I take over compressions. As I'm doing compressions, I'm asking the medics around me. I said, where do we have an AED? Do we have an ambu bag, which is to give them breaths? I said, what do we have? Do we have an IV kit? So I can put an IV. Do we have meds, like epinephrine to give them? They were like, we have one AED machine. We have nothing. We have one AED and it's over there. And I look, there's a woman, as I'm doing compressions, she's got pads on her, the shock pads is the best way to explain it. They found the ambu bag. They brought it to us. And so someone started giving him breaths as I was doing compressions. I told them, the medic, I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were paramedics. I'm not sure what they were. Some of them seem to have some experience. Some of them seem to have little to none experience with the situation.
Wow.
I looked at him. I said, I need you to find a femoral pulse, because the man was very heavy. It was hard to get a carotid pulse. There's a lot of adipose tissue, fat tissue. I said, I need you to get a femoral pulse up by the groin. He said, I can get a radial pulse. I don't know where that is. I said, no, you need a femoral pulse or a carotid.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know how to do that. So since he knew how to give compressions, I had him take over compressions, felt for a pulse. Whenever we did pulse checks, there was no pulse checks going on. It was madness. It was madness. They pulled someone over the rails. After I found some other nurses or medical staff that were in the crowd, they identified themselves as such, started jumping in to help with compressions so we could, relieve the medics that had been doing it for, I don't even know how long. I have no idea how long these people had been pulseless. They started bringing more bodies over. They started trying to do CPR on someone. I said, you have got to check a pulse before you do CPR. If they have a pulse, you don't do CPR. You'll break ribs and just make the situation worse.
Right.
Checked a pulse on a guy that they started doing CPR. I said, no, he has a pulse, get him out of here. There was only one stretcher. These were big people. We weren't able to get people out. All we could do is just try and keep them awake. And I just keep them alive to the best of our abilities. We had someone else come over. I checked him, no pulse, started CPR on him. I mean, it was madness. And you still have people recording the concert, recording us doing CPR, recording the concert, dancing. And then meanwhile, you have others that are climbing up the tower to the staff that's in charge of the lighting and saying, stop this, shut it down. They're trying to shut the concert down. Nothing was being done. It was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I am disturbed. Honestly, it should have been stopped. It should have been stopped.
How long did that whole process go on with you helping
Maybe
CPR?
45 minutes total with everything going on, maybe an hour. I'm not entirely sure.
How are you feeling this morning, thinking back on everything? I mean, you mentioned you didn't think you were going to survive.
I'm just glad that if my boyfriend would not have gotten me out of there, I don't know what would have happened to me. I'm really thankful that he got me out of there so I could go help others. I tried to find him at first before I got dragged into the CPR madness, but luckily I saw that he had called me, so I knew that he was at least alive and conscious, but I couldn't call him back. I didn't have any cell service, so I figured my resources would be more useful trying to help.
Now, you said you were unconscious at some point, but your boyfriend, I'm assuming, saw what happened. Does he know how this all started? Was there a fight that broke out? I mean,
no, it was just everyone rushing the stage to see Travis perform. I've been to all 3 Astroworlds, and something like that usually happens whenever the performer goes on. People kind of go forward. But this was completely different. It was way too many people. It was packed before it even started. It was insane.
Did you feel like there was enough security there for that crowd?
Not at all. There wasn't enough medical staff. There wasn't enough security. Even, security was trying to get to people. They couldn't get to anyone because the crowd was entirely too big. I mean, I couldn't move my arm. So there was no way another body was getting in there. They were trying, but they couldn't.
And there's reports of one of the victims being as young as 10 years old.
No, there's no place for a child.
How are you feeling about, the victims who have lost their lives at a concert?
I feel very angry. Travis acknowledged that something was happening in the crowd. He acknowledged that there was an ambulance. He acknowledged that someone was passed out, and then just continued the concert.
Wow.
I'm angry about that. I'm disappointed in how everything was handled. I'm disappointed that the medical staff that was there was not truly medical staff. They had little to no experience in this. Some of them had little to no experience in this type of situation. It's very unfair for them to be the ones that are, responsible for doing this. I mean, everyone looked to them to provide medical care when they had, not a lot of experience in this field. I'm upset that people are saying that this was all drug related. There's rumors that someone was running around with a needle injecting people with drugs. I never saw that. I'm not an expert in, toxicology. I have no idea how to tell if these people were truly overdosing in that given situation. But I will say that me, as someone who does not do any type of drugs, that I could have very easily been one of those people because I was getting suffocated. Suffocation can lead to cardiac arrest. And they were saying that these individuals were trampled. Because once you fell in that pit, that crowd, it was almost a death sentence. So, I mean, if you fell, you weren't getting up. So if these people got trampled at 100, could they have had drugs in their system? Probably. There's 50,000 people there to party. But do I think that this was primarily drug related? No. They're saying, oh, it's fentanyl. It's fentanyl-laced drugs. It just doesn't make sense to me if that was the case. Everyone started to die and pass out whenever Travis came on the stage. Did the drugs just kick in for everybody when Travis came on the stage?
And you mentioned that you've gone to his concerts before, and I've heard people talk about this wave where people are moving left to right. Has that ever happened at his previous concerts before he gets on stage?
Yeah, sometimes people are moving, left going up and backwards, but it wasn't as compacted as it was yesterday. I mean, I had room to breathe at the other concerts. Yesterday, none. If my boyfriend let me hit the ground, he said he kept me from falling whenever I fainted. If he would let me hit the ground, I think that I would have been one of the people in the hospital or worse.
Wow. And before you go, you mentioned you're an RN. What hospital do you work at?
I work at HCA Kingwood.
Okay.
It's in North Houston.
Okay. Have you heard of any of the victims? Do you know any of their names?
No, I would like to know who they are. Someone messaged me and said it was one of the victims was his best friend's older sister. I had someone reach out to me and say their daughter was one of the people that passed away. Someone reached out to me asking me if I knew the people I was doing CPR on because she hasn't heard from her daughter in 6-7 hours. And that was, in the middle of the night. I don't know how long.
Can I be baby now?
Truly, probably more than that now. I don't know any of those people. I really, hope that at least one person that I was hoping made it. Just at least one. But it was one of the gentlemen he was blue. He had been pulseless for at least 15 minutes while I was there doing CPR on him.
Now,
human beings in a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god?
shout out to Al
God
Prophet.
to a non-believer who don't believe in anything. Will he make it out alive? All right, all right. No church in the wild. Now, Travis Scott on stage the other night said, I want to see some rages. Who wants to rage? He was saying this just before the crowd surged and a bunch of people died. The video of him doing this, it's been kind of hard to find on the internet. I'm sure they're trying to scrub anything that could be criminally culpable. And so far, we know that at least 8 people died at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival and hundreds more were injured as investigators sought to determine why and how the surging crowd turned deadly. Now, the Live Nation powers that be who are running the concert, they stopped it 30 minutes earlier than planned, but that was 40 minutes after Houston city officials said a mass casualty event had begun. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Here we have a clip of Kylie Jenner's baby's dad inciting violence way back in 2015.
Get that motherfucker, get him! You tried to take my shoe? You wanna be a thief? Fuck him up! Fuck him up! Fuck him up!
People haven't been hurt at his concerts before, and Travis Scott, in fact, has faced some minor criminal charges before because of concerts, one in Chicago and one in Arkansas. Back in 2017, Travis Scott got arrested after he encouraged fans to bypass security and rush the stage, which left a security guard, a cop, and several others injured at a concert down in Arkansas. And in a different incident in the Chi-Town, he was sentenced actually to a year of probation after he pled guilty to reckless conduct charges stemming from a 2015 incident in Chicago at the Lollapalooza Music Festival, where Chicago officials said Travis Scott encouraged fans to vault security barricades, and nobody was even hurt that time, and he got put on probation. Now, Travis Scott's first Astroworld tour back in 2019 grossed over $53 million, which gave him the most revenue of any hip-hop tour that year, and Astroworld 2021 was poised to be much bigger. Travis Scott's stage design, the crazy stuff you see, cost a shocking $5 million. And so as Travis Scott has this history of inciting his concert goers to get out of control, to be chaotic, because the edge of chaos is entertaining, and he can charge more money and get more people to come, so make himself and Rock Nation and Live Nation more money. Now, in the aftermath of what happened, I'm sure they have a team of lawyers and PR people trying to pay off victims and control the narrative so nobody ends up in jail from their side. Now, jail might sound kind of far-fetched, or prison might sound kind of far-fetched, unless you think back or know about a heavy metal group called Great White and their 2003 Rhode Island concert incident that left 100 people dead when pyrotechnics went wrong, and the band's stage manager and the concert venue's owners eventually pled guilty to 100 counts of involuntary manslaughter. They got about 4 or 5 years in prison, and I'm sure some lawsuits happened.
Share the joy of music. This holiday, step behind the kit with a complete SPL drum set.
Now, in the past, I would never have considered the possibility that Travis Scott could face legal consequences, but somebody's gonna, and who knows with what goes on in the world now. I mean, crowd control obviously failed, and if you have a global pop star telling people to not follow concert rules, and he's already been convicted of it twice, albeit on a small level, it's kind of not hard to imagine a Texas prosecutor going for it. I mean, that would get the prosecutor's name all over the media and set them up for a political run in the future. I'm just throwing out ideas, call me cynical, but in the age of Donald Trump, you would be naive not to consider the fact that all this stuff is figuring into different people's strategies for their own professional lives. Panic and desperation spread through the crowd of 50,000, mostly young people, just as the hometown hero, he's from Houston, Travis Scott, took the stage Friday night. Stampede came like a wave, an unstoppable movement of bodies that couldn't be held back. There were people collapsing, people gasping for air. Some of the concert goers lifted up unconscious bodies of friends and surfed them over the crowd, not the fun kind of surfing people do at those concerts, but they were surfing unconscious, sometimes dead bodies. Others shouted out for help with CPR and pleaded for the concert to stop, but it kept going. We don't know if Travis Scott heard these pleas or not. In the end, at least 8 people died, ranging in age from 14 to 27, and that's young. That means they got trampled. I mean, they just didn't get scared and have a heart attack. And hundreds more were treated for injuries at a field hospital near the Energy Park in Houston, and even a 10-year-old kid got treated. Luckily, the child didn't die. So Saturday morning, officials in Houston were at a loss to explain how the concert, part of the 2-day Astroworld Music Festival organized by Live Nation and Travis Scott, had transformed just like that from a celebration to a struggle for life. And the people who were at the outdoor concert were also struggling to figure it out. And they described a thrust of the crowd that wouldn't let up, like a pushing, as soon as he took the stage at 9 p.m. It was like hell, said Nick Johnson, 17, who still had his concert bracelet on as he spoke to the press on Saturday morning. Everybody was just in the back trying to rush to the front. People were literally grabbing and pinching at my body, trying to get up from the ground, said Chris Lay, 23, adding that he lost contact with his friends as he tried to make it out alive. I was fighting for my life, and it seemed like there was no way out, he said. The event appears to be one of the deadliest crowd-controlled disasters at a concert in America in many years. Now, worse episodes have occurred at venues in other parts of the world. It cuts across all genres of music, including in.
Stop. Pay attention to the eyes. Pay attention to the eyes. Ain't that's the eye seeing eye of Lucifer, the Luciferian eye? Now, Healing Within, I don't know if he had that. I haven't seen nothing by Young Pharaoh in like 4 months. So if you can send it to me, I'll take a look and I'll confirm if it's one or not. Take a look.
All genres of music, including an EDM festival in 2010 in Germany. 18 people were unfortunately trapped in crowds to rage, and moments later he said, "Oh, there's an ambulance, whoa, whoa, whoa." But so why didn't he stop? He was trying to calm the crowd down, but why didn't he stop the thing? Is it because he has a $5 million stage set and it's too much in motion to stop it? I don't know. Supposedly for a few seconds the music did appear to stop. Travis Scott looked toward the crowd and appeared to ask what was happening, but then he just continued on, and at least 8 people are dead. And now in the aftermath, you got the lawyers, the ambulance chasers on TV looking for people. There's probably going to be class action lawsuit. There's already a bunch of lawsuits filed. And I'll just leave you with this. Having lived in Hollywood for a while now and being an actual person who makes a living making, content, and being a real student of American history and society, I personally think that the corporate entertainment complex of which Travis Scott and his baby mom, the pseudo self-made cheap makeup magnate Kylie Jenner, are key members of, has become one of the most dangerous things facing society. I mean, it's just a bunch of out-of-control people pushing the edge of chaos to make more and more money.
We begin with a deadly concert disaster in Texas and the investigation into the crowd surge that left 8 dead and hundreds injured. Lots of new details coming in overnight.
The Houston police chief met with Travis Scott and his head of security before the show began over concerns about public safety. Marcus Moore is live now in Houston with the latest. Good morning, Marcus.
Well, Robin, good morning. Families here are demanding answers and accountability after this tragedy, and there's a lot we don't know this morning, but we are getting some clarity about what happened in the moments before the concert and also some of the plans that were in place. But something clearly went terribly wrong.
This morning, new video shows those chaotic moments that had fans pleading for Travis Scott to end his Astroworld music festival as it turned deadly.
Hold on.
Fans pleading for.
That's a portal. That's a portal. That's a portal. That's a portal.
Travis Scott to end his Astroworld music festival as it turned deadly. These new images taken under a crushing, tangled pile of fallen fans showing concert goers crying out for help. One scene.
You can move. Listen to the noise in the background. Sounds like a seance. Pay attention.
Was crying out for help. One seen dialing 911 as the concert raged on around them. 8 people were killed and dozens of others seriously hurt as the crowd surged at Friday's hip-hop festival in Houston, with scene after scene of fans pleading for help. And even trying to take matters into their own hands to stop the show. 18-year-old Aiden Cruz can be seen here climbing a camera platform, pleading with the concert crew to stop the show.
I end up getting up on that stage, and I'm trying to like get Travis's attention and other people's attention, and then he's like telling us to get down and everything, and we just get down. The security finally comes. After I realized that's not working.
Aiden, speaking exclusively to ABC News, says he was hoping to save lives after almost losing his own in the crushing horror of the crowd below.
I just remember just having so much weight on my body, and I was pushing, I was fighting, and then I stopped because I was getting winded. I was using all the energy I had left in me, and I came to the point where I was accepting my death.
Houston's police chief says he met with Travis Scott and his head of security prior to the performance to express concerns over public safety. The New York Times reporting that Houston officials were worried about crowd control, showing concert goers rushing past security earlier in the day and citing previous Astroworld festivals that became dangerous. The 3rd annual sold-out event, the first since the pandemic, drawing a crowd of 50,000 fans. As it got closer to the time for headliner Travis Scott to take to the stage, the crowd started swaying and pushing forward, knocking people to the ground and crushing others against the barricades. 9-year-old Ezra Blunt in the hospital suffering critical injuries. He was sitting on his dad's shoulders when the crowd got out of control and trampled the boy. Police now investigating why it took nearly 40 minutes to stop the.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? That's a portal. That's a portal. If y'all don't see it, here's the eye. But I got to get this book right here, Born in Blood. It's a portal. Where's the portal at? Right here. This is the portal. You see the portal in the back? You see in the background? This is the portal. Do y'all see that? The portal, and there's an arm coming out, grabbing a compass, and the sky going crazy. Do y'all see this? That's the same portal. This is the same portal. Oh my God, bro.
Per show after Houston police declared the concert a mass casualty event. According to new documents obtained by ABC News, the operations plans didn't account for a crowd surge, and only 2 people had authority to stop the concert, the executive producer and festival director. Some fans tried desperately to alert the staff of what was happening in the crowd. Memorials now honoring the victims at NRG Stadium. All 8 people between the ages of 14 and 27.
I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this.
You're a liar. You're a liar. So
everyone was trying to pick him up, but the crowd was too tight. So yeah, it was kind of like trying to pick him up, and so we had to push people away, and then we were like 3 of us would grab him up at once because they couldn't get up themselves.
Yeah, it was just a mess. Just in general, everybody was. Somebody fell to
So that debunks y'all other myth because y'all sheeple were thinking that these people were trampled to death. Y'all thought they was trampled to death when I showed y'all the video yesterday when they were not trampled. That they had enough space in that mosh pit. It wasn't until they started fighting and getting crazy that's when it got messed up.
okay. Now I'm gonna look up something real quick, right? Check this out. This is how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna look up CERN, CERN portal. What is the CERN? Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. 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 CERN is seeking secrets of the universe, or maybe opening the portals of hell. Part of the Large Hadron Collider Particular Accelerator at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN. Wow. CERN is seeking secrets of the universe, or maybe opening portals of hell. Wow. And when you look at these portals, this is what they give you. Oh my God. Oh my God. What in the holy hell is upon us? What in the hell is going on? Man. Lord have mercy. Wow. Well, as y'all see, that I do research right along with y'all, right here with us. They said Kanye West was demonic. They said Kanye West was demonic for doing the Sunday service, but they praised Travis Scott. I don't understand. I don't understand. So take a look at this. And I'll be the first one to say I don't understand. They go hard on Kanye, but Travis Scott get a pass. Why? Hold on.
As referenced in the Apostles' and Athanasian creeds. Christ is usually depicted as standing outside the hell mouth, guiding the righteous out by the hand. In general, the figures being rescued are thought to be virtuous pre-Christian individuals who had died prior to Christ bringing his message of salvation to the earth. More specifically, they are figures such as the Old Testament patriarchs and the so-called noble pagans. The Hellmouth motif is thought to have originated in Anglo-Saxon art, and one theory about its origins is that it may be a remnant of the pagan past that survived Christian assimilation, an echo of the fearsome giant wolf Fenrir that swallows Odin at the end of time. Supposedly, the harrowing of hell appealed to Anglo-Saxon military sensibilities, and they viewed it as an example of a successful campaign or raid, Christ triumphantly breaching the gates and rescuing hell's captives. The motif would spread throughout Europe, but according to late art historian Maya Shapiro, the earliest example of a beast or animal-headed hellmouth is an ivory carving dating to roughly 800 CE. Most examples dating before the 12th century are English, testifying to its proposed Anglo-Saxon origins. Whether or not the bestial image of the hellmouth is meant to represent the very head and jaws of Satan seems to be a matter of some scholarly contention. But it's interesting to note that in the Vercelli homilies, a collection of prose within the so-called Vercelli book, an Anglo-Saxon codex dating to the late 10th century, Satan is likened to a consuming dragon. They never come out of the pit of snakes and of the throat of the dragon, which is called Satan. Another 10th century Anglo-Saxon codex, the Book of Exeter, contains an Old English poem.
Hey, Anita B, I would go in there, but Gossip Girl XOXO, she'll strike me. She struck me before, so I don't want to use her content. She'll strike me.
Called the Whale, that seems to liken the mouth of hell to the maw of a whale or the biblical Leviathan.
This is in that, I'm telling y'all, they so deep. They so deep into this Christianity stuff that this is what they dive into. This is Christian shit. For y'all who keep saying, "Oh, it's all this other stuff. Oh my God, it's demonic." No, it's Christianity. That's what it is. Hood Life Chronicle said, "You have to know the history." He's
to hell, opened by the devil. If he has followed the pleasures of the body and not those of the spirit, when the devil has brought them to hell, he clashes together the jaws, the gates of hell. No one can get out from them, just as no fish can escape from the mouth of the whale.
Travis is a true Christian. He's a true Christian. He's so Christian that he got child worship in him. That's how Christian he is.
What? What? Okay. This got weird. That got weird to me. So Alchemy 1, a composition of various geometric shapes encompassed in a magical circle. The shapes allegedly represent various elements and astrological signs key in performing magic, including attainment of physical training, spiritual illumination, and immortality. Ain't that's what we seen when Travis Scott was standing in front of the portal? Jesus. This is the eye I was telling you about, but it's called the Bindu. Circle with a dot in the center represents the sun, the Egyptian sun god Ra, an archangel named Kabbalah, emotional restraint and divine consciousness of a universal God. Those who practice Bindu rituals see themselves as co-creators of themselves and the universe. merge with this universal God and one another. The dot in the circle is said to represent the merging of female and male power. Check this out. I have it all right here. Ain't this what we seen in that video for the evil eye? The evil eye. The evil eye is a curse believed to be cast by a male violent glare, usually given to a person when they are unaware. Many cultures believe that receiving the evil eye will cause misfortune or injury. Wikipedia. The evil eye sold as jewelry, decorations, etc. was created to protect against the evil eye or evil spirits. How you gonna use that stuff? Wow. White witchcraft and Satanism, the Nation of Islam flag. Wow, this is crazy. The Ankh represents fertility rituals and the buildup of lust. The opening represents the female reproductive organ and the stem, the males. The bar represents the unholy union of the two. This is crazy. I never knew all this was Satanism. Jesus. Wow. Okay. So, look. This is what I'm going to say. I believe in the Lord. I have a direct relationship with God. I don't need no other swayings, but I will study all the things that's going on so that way I won't be ignorant of the vows of the enemy. But this is a lot. The young lady said nobody was trampling. So if nobody was trampling and they said it was hot and the man's eyes rolled up in his head, those are rituals. That's sacrificing. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, to that. I'm gonna do a part 2 to that. Now, let's get out of this. I'm gonna do a part 2 to that. Trust and believe I am. I want to get to real quick. I want to get to how Mark Zuckerberg already lost. How Mark Zuckerberg already lost. Now, if Mark Zuckerberg lost Metaverse, everybody is in trouble. Dana, what are you talking about? Let's show the people.
The world's most advanced web.
Let's show the people. Let's show the people. So that way y'all will understand where I'm going and why I do certain things. I want y'all to see it for yourself.
Metaverse.
In the metaverse.
The metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet.
Mark Zuckerberg wants to own the metaverse, but he's already lost the race.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
But didn't Facebook just change its name to Meta? So how did Mark and Meta lose the race to the metaverse so fast? And how did he get beaten badly not by one, but 4 big players? Player number 1, the virtual worlds. Today there are already over 6 billion player accounts in the top 10 games in 3D worlds, and there's 2.5 billion gamers in virtual worlds at any one time. That means there's already more players today in the metaverse than there are users in Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp combined. The top 4 worlds, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Crossfire, Dungeon Fighter, and Gcart, have 3.5 billion player accounts between them, and they're all owned by Tencent, the largest gaming company in the world. Tencent also owns WeChat and QQ, which gives them a huge online social payment system, something Facebook still doesn't have. And they own Spotify and 40% of Epic, which already runs the biggest online virtual concerts on Fortnite with another 350 million players. Also in the top 5 virtual worlds is Microsoft's Minecraft with 600 million players. And Microsoft is now the 5th biggest gaming company in the world. And between its games, Xbox console, Microsoft HoloLens, and their own vision for the metaverse, they're well ahead of Facebook. And one more ahead of Facebook, Roblox.
Wish us luck, sir.
A staggering 50% of all 9 to 12-year-olds in the US are playing either Minecraft or Roblox right now.
Guys, come on, if we don't go, we're gonna be behind.
Roblox has doubled in the last year to over 30 million players a day, and it just had its IPO in March with a company value now of $38 billion. How does Meta compare to these billions of players already in 3D worlds? Between its Oculus, Horizon Home, Horizon Worlds, and Horizon Workrooms, Meta today has just 5 million users. Or put that another way, less than 0.2% of everyone who's experiencing a 3D virtual world today is doing it with Meta and Mark. Okay, so if Mark is already late to the metaverse, maybe he can catch up by building the tools. After all, that's what he did with Facebook and social media, right? Number 2, the tool builders. No, also too late. While the 2D internet was built on code to create pages, the 3D metaverse is being built on engines that create worlds. And the 2 biggest engines, Unity Engine and Unreal Engine, are already billion-dollar businesses. Unity had its IPO a year ago and has already tripled in value to $43 billion. According to Unity CEO John Riccitiello, there are 5 million projects started on the Unity platform every month. That's 60 million a year. These projects have turned into best-selling games like Pokemon Go and Call of Duty Mobile, and over 50% of all the mobile games on Apple and Android phones. Meta's metaverse right now isn't being built with Facebook's own engine. It's being built using the Unity engine. Will Meta end up trying to create their own world engine one day? Maybe, but right now, there's just one metaverse project out of 60 million this year. And in more bad news for Meta, John Riccitiello has the opposite vision of the metaverse that Mark has. As he said recently, for me, the word metaverse is plural. We believe there's going to be hundreds of thousands of destinations. And when I say this, I'm trying to make an important point. We don't think that one company will represent the metaverse. The other winner of the Metaverse Toolbox to build 3D virtual worlds is Unreal Engine, created by Epic Games. That's the same company that also owns Fortnite. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has been living and breathing the metaverse for years and was even more blunt about Facebook's plans. He says they have all these people follow them, and then at some point Facebook decided we're not going to let businesses talk to them directly unless you pay us. And then they introduced advertising as this monetization thing. By the time businesses figured it out, they were trapped. The metaverse isn't going to be that. A car maker who wants to make a presence in the metaverse isn't going to run ads. They're going to drop their car in the world in real time, and you'll be able to drive it around. And they're going to work with lots of content creators with different experiences to ensure their car is playable here and there, and that it's receiving the attention that it deserves. And Tim doesn't just criticize Facebook, also saying, now we're in a closed platform wave, and Apple and Google are surfing that wave too. As we get out of this, everybody is going to realize, okay, we spent the last decade being taken advantage of. So bottom line, not only is Meta not building the tools that are shaping the metaverse or driving the 100 million projects that are building the metaverse this year, almost no one wants them to or even needs them to. Wow, okay, so maybe Mark has lost the race to the tool shed too. But what about the hardware? After all, Facebook bought Oculus VR for $2 billion in 2014, right? And hasn't Oculus become the best-selling VR headset in the world? Number 3, the hardware builders. No, too late here too. The internet took off with laptops and the mobile internet took off with smartphones. But the metaverse is taking off with gaming PCs and connected phones and not with headsets. That's because you can already access and experience the 3D virtual worlds in the metaverse with a 2D screen. Right now, 45% of gamers are accessing metaverse via mobile, 30% by games consoles, and 25% by PCs. And as 5G rolls out, it'll be 100 times faster than 4G, giving us seamless access to the metaverse wherever we are. This means the metaverse can continue to grow and be experienced without needing to wear clunky headsets like Meta's Oculus Quest. So who is winning the hardware battle? Number one is NVIDIA, the leader in the graphic processing chips that are needed for people to experience realistic virtual worlds. In this video I did last year, I explained Huang's law, named after NVIDIA's CEO, Jason Huang, where he explained the growth in computing power of NVIDIA's GPU, which is much faster than the traditional CPUs that was predicted by Moore's law. And if you'd invested in NVIDIA at the time of that video, you would have already doubled your money, as NVIDIA's share price has also taken off with the growth using PCs. Right now, it's doubling every year compared to the doubling every second year of the metaverse. Sony and Microsoft are the other two big winners in metaverse hardware, as the Sony PlayStation and Microsoft's Xbox dominate the gaming consoles market. Sony, like Tencent, is also an owner of Epic, which means both companies are far ahead of Meta in both hardware and software. How far ahead? There's been over 1 billion gaming consoles sold, with all the most current models working with VR headsets. And that compares to just 5 million Oculus VR headsets. That's like a 1,000 to 1 difference. And Microsoft even beats Meta on headsets alone. And that's because they're focused at companies and the government instead of the public. In just one deal in August, Microsoft won a $22 billion Army contract to supply their HoloLens AR headsets to soldiers. That's more than 10 times the entire $2 billion that Meta expects to make from its Oculus Quest headset sales this year. So Facebook's hardware efforts are already much too little, far too late. And as VR glasses get lighter and faster, they're gonna have to chase hard to even get to 1% of metaverse users. If Facebook is being beaten so badly on all these fronts, can it get any worse? Well, actually, yes, a lot worse, because of the fourth big winner. Number 4, you, me, and everyone else. The billions of us already experiencing the metaverse in virtual 3D worlds are already creating, interacting, and transacting in a digital economy that is already worth trillions of dollars, and all of it is bypassing Meta and Mark. The crypto economy and NFT boom we've seen this year are all part of this new digital world, and it's being led by the next generation.
My kids, who are all under 10, actually, whenever they have a special occasion, they actually ask me to buy them Robux, which is a digital currency inside Roblox, right? And they use it to buy avatar skins, and the way they look in game to them is almost as important as the way they look in real life. Like, they'll meet there. It's kind of like the new social network.
During the pandemic, rapper Travis Scott played a concert in Fortnite. 27 million people participated.
Upper East Side, 5th Avenue.
For real estate in the digital world.
Wouldn't it be cool to take the whole world and put that on the blockchain and bring that together somehow?
Upland allows users to purchase the NFTs for digital versions of real-world real estate.
With over 60 million new metaverse projects on Unity Engine alone this year, and with millions of individual creators already building their own worlds, games, avatars, artwork, assets, currencies, and entire economies in the metaverse, it's already growing too fast for any one company to control. The vision of the metaverse being an open world where no one big company gets to win or control the access or data is already here. And you can't put a wall around the garden if the garden is already a world of possibility. So what do you think of Meta? Do you agree with me or have a different opinion? And do you think the metaverse will lead to more freedom of choice, chaos, or control?
Monday.
Sad. It's sad. Because what's going on is you are now going into the matrix. Are you going to take the blue pill or the red pill? And what they're targeting your kids, because they feel as though they already have you entrapped in social media. So if we already got you galvanized in social media, we got to make sure your kids is in the next dimension of social media, which is metaverse. Protect your kids, y'all. Last thing I'm going to talk about is this right here. The R. Kelly topic. Here we go. Let's listen to what Shantae Moore and them had to say on Sister Circle.
We asked R&B singing sensation Shantae Moore to stick around for a little bit more conversation right here, Full Circle. Well, all this week we've been talking about R. Kelly and the sexual abuse allegations swirling around him and the new R. Kelly movement. Shantae, I just would be remiss if I didn't ask you. Okay. What are your thoughts, doll?
What I think is that, first of all, it's easy to be in a position to judge when you're not in the midst of what's going on. Roberts has had a way of coming through these things, hit record by hit record by hit record. We get mad, we get upset, we want to mute the music. Y'all ain't mute music.
Yeah. Tell him, Shantae.
That next song's gonna come out, you be like, oh, Kelly, wow, I'm grown, so I can dance. So there's a judgment that happens, but we're just judgmental people sometimes, especially because all the media and all the industry is just so quick to attack. But if these young ladies are over 21, they are responsible for what they're doing. If you don't want to be on R. Kelly's bus, don't get on the bus. Come on. You know, it didn't just start that R. Kelly has some, sexual deviancies in there somewhere. We all understand that is the truth of him. So it's easy to, on the 195th row, to be like, I can't believe I can't believe. But then the girl who gets picked, come here. And so don't you want to come backstage? I'm backstage. Yes. She don't go back going, oh, here's the cuffs. Right. She don't go in cuffed. Right.
Yeah. She goes in willingly.
I'm just saying, and it's not always fair to come in and that's not what you asked for. But you have to be bright. You have to be wise. Wise as a serpent, what? Gentle as a dove. Yeah. Get it? What you're dealing with.
Right.
Shantae, I'm so glad that you kind of shared that light too. And I'm one of the people, we've known him for a long time. And I'm one of the people, I don't promote any of the things that he's doing if he is in fact doing them. I don't promote that at all. So let me be on record saying that.
Wait a minute, Selena. Don't be Don't be two-faced. Because 1 minute you're against him, and now you talking about if he is doing them. You know he's not doing it. But let's finish what you're saying.
What I did see a lot of, and this is not to say that women are bad because we are preyed upon. We are. But I remember I was on the TP2 tour, and I was sitting on the inside. Every night after the show, I would come out because I opened the show, and I would sit inside between the stage just to watch the show because the show was phenomenal. And it would be security guards on the side, and they would let in who they wanted. And I remember, I will never forget this. A woman was standing waiting to get backstage, and the security guard let her through. She had on a full net, see-through, no bra, shirt, with just underwear and boots. But she turned around and said, the most interesting thing was she turned around and said, wait, not just me, my daughter too. And she had on a net dress with no bra and boots. Now, I don't know if he was getting them backstage for Robert or R. Kelly. It could have been any of the guys in the entourage. But it just goes to show that we have to do better too. We have to say enough is enough, and time's up for us feeling like that we need to push ourselves out here to get the attention from these men. But I did see that. And I was 21 years old. And I saw that with my own eyes, and I was in awe. She said, no, wait. Here comes my daughter.
Right. Oh my God.
My daughter
At the
too.
concert, it happens a lot though. I saw him recently, like 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, like a year ago. And women were he's standing there singing above, and the women were reaching up and rubbing his area. Oh my God. So I'm going, whoa.
Why are y'all doing this? They're doing it. We're doing
the better at.
Yeah, some of us are doing this ourselves.
We got to say no.
Yes.
In Selena's case, what you saw with your own eyes, this woman was pimping her daughter out.
Basically.
Essentially, she was pimping her daughter out to be used and to be abused by a man. I mean, this is just flooring to me. And yes, we do have to do better. And why are we so excited?
Where's the abuse
why are
though?
we so excited to be around someone famous?
Why?
That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, we mean more, and until we start loving ourselves more, then we're not going to mean more. It starts with us.
You're saying in that case, we're only as good as what we can present to you sexually. Right. We don't have value on outside of our sexuality. That's the beginning and the end, and that's ridiculous.
Well, we have to have a life that starts before you go to concert.
Absolutely.
We have to have our job. We have to go to school. We have to be prepared for life. You want red bottoms, get red bottom money.
Get a job.
Yes,
But more
because
importantly,
you're
we
not
have-
gonna be so thirsty for
Right.
him to buy you a red
Come on,
bottom.
Shantae.
Facts, Shantae.
Absolutely. And see, this is what I would say also. It starts with self-valuing.
It
You
does.
have to
It starts
value
with your
yourself.
mama and your home
Even-
training,
right.
and then you training your daughter, your children, your sons as
Yes,
well.
yes. But
And
even
if-
if you don't have a mama, you have to somewhere find
Read a book.
self-esteem to value who you are and know that you're more than just a walking piece of meat for that man's appreciation.
Now, if you are jumped and raped, that's a different.
That's a whole different
story. That's a whole
situation.
different
But then
story.
you got to value
So you have
yourself more than that.
But in this case, we're speaking the allegations that have been out there against R. Kelly, that he has apparently locked with young women in rooms, held them against their will, and essentially held them as hostage.
Yeah.
And so that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what he's doing.
Oh, no. Don't mumble it. Say it boldly like y'all when I said and everything else. Say it again.
Locked with young women in rooms, held them against their will, and essentially held them as hostage.
Yeah.
And so that's not good. I mean, that's what he's doing.
That's criminal.
Yeah,
That's criminal. And it needs
exactly.
to be addressed. Allegations.
And I said allegations.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Shantae.
But whether it's
Thank you, Shantae. Put them, set them straight.
Watch me outside. Pray for them all. First of all, pray for R. Kelly. He needs help, like everybody needs help. Everybody has their vice. Well, when you get rich, it's going to make you this, or it's going to make you that. When you get rich, it just amplifies who you are.
Amplifies your
whatever your
problems, too.
weaknesses are.
Yep.
They serve it to you
100
matter.
Yes.
It's drugs, it'll be a whole big
Right.
thing of
Right.
drugs. It'll be all that. It just comes to you and served up to you all the time.
I would
Figure
say
out who you
also
are.
that we need to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
You see
They don't
yourself
do
doing something like, girl, that is not cool. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you get in a situation where do it. It's not do it. It's no.
You take your girlfriend's hand.
Like, come on, mama.
No,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly or Mr. Whoever.
Sorry,
Come
she
on.
gotta go.
No, we do it together.
So why did it take Shantae Moore to go on a sister circle for them not to bash R. Kelly? Let's make this make sense. You had Selena and them other two ladies, and they've been bashing R. Kelly for months. But Shantae Moore going there and set it straight, and now nobody bashing R. Kelly. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. There's no reason to bash Robert when females wanted to be around him, whether he did it wrong by cutting them off or right. Their feelings got involved. No more shopping sprees, no more late night creeps, no more red bottoms, no more dope. They can't even kick it no more. So now they turn victim. Oh, he did this to me. How? Shout out to Miss Jennifer Bojine. She's doing her job. She's handling it well. Happy to say that Miss Bojine is a great person from what I see so far. I asked everybody, just let her do her job. Let her do her job. And I still pray for everybody involved, and I still say hashtag R. Kelly is innocent. And I will continue going to bigger platforms bigger than mine, bigger than Choke's, bigger than whoever's, bigger than this one. I will go to bigger platforms. Me and Choke are still great. We good. We Gucci. Ain't nothing going on. So I don't need nobody running with a lie talking about, oh, Dana said he going back to, no, it's just me going back to me. I spent enough time giving to other platforms. And when people are that messy that they try to send all of their minions and lineages to a platform because they don't like one person and allow that person, you take your step and you take yourself back, you warn people, and then you let it play out, but you continue doing what you're doing. My job is to deliver the message. I delivered the message, I dropped it off there, it is what it is. Everything I have said has checked out. Everything. Ain't nothing stopping. Ain't no small this. Ain't no big this. Everything I'm saying is checking out. Even on down to the distractors that got fake pages that jumps in chats. I know who you are. So no need to pacify. I will call you out by name. Only problem is y'all don't know what my next move is. And it's killing y'all because y'all doing everything that y'all can to make me come back at y'all. Why? This page will continue to be positive, informative, and keep it moving. And for the people that's talking about, oh, he's this, he's that, I haven't seen none of y'all no movies, no commercials, no cartoons, hell, no web series. Haven't seen y'all none of that. So until y'all get at least a web series under your belt, I cannot go back and forth with y'all. Y'all beneath me. Y'all not on my level. I would rather eat crumbs with bums than to eat steaks with snakes. So this concludes my show for tonight. I did have some uploads one day. I don't know if y'all caught them uploads, but I'm gonna continue uploading every day because I want y'all to know the truth. So I'm gonna continue uploading every day. Tomorrow, I think I have 2 uploads, but I'm going live at 9 o'clock with the Ahmaud Arbery. So that will be running all day during the daytime. Then you will have an upload going at certain times. So you can look at the uploads, you can check and see, what it is, when it come out, when it pop up. I got more content. I got a whole lot more content. Like this right here. Like I said, Astroworld was a portal to hell. Symbolism broken down. Shaking my head, they're putting it right in your face. Wake up. Green screen. Astroworld. Travis Scott. Demonic. FYP. I don't know what that means. Only thing I can think about is for your people. I will get this and look at this and see what they actually talking about. But if you look at the skull behind you, you will see the symbolism of it all. You feel me? You will see the symbolism of it all. Now, I'm going to break this down to you. I talked about contracts. This is my last point for the night. I talked about contracts. I'm going to say right now, Summer Walker have the hottest album out right now, female-wise. And if Summer Walker keep going the way she's going, she will be homeless. If Summer Walker keep going the way she's going, she will be homeless. People wonder why I say that. Take a look at this. Summer Walker receives 15 cents for every dollar she makes her record label. She signed away her masters. She signed away her masters. Good night, Miss Shirley. She signed away her masters for an $85,000 advance that she has to pay back, plus 15% of non-musical income. I want y'all to look at this. For any artists that want to be signed to the industry, look at the color she have in her head. And I'm sad to say that summer was hot when she was here in Atlanta, when she used to dance at pinups. But look at this deal. She signed her masters away for $85,000. And she gotta pay. I'm lost. They gave you $85,000. You signed away your masters. Once they got your masters in their hand, now they're telling you got to pay back the $85,000 that they gave you. Plus, they're giving you a 15% of non-musical income, which is interest. So that means you got to pay back what they gave you after you gave away your masters. Well, here's my question, Summer. Are they going to give you back your masters with a 15% non-musical income? This is total bullshit. You are too talented to get railroaded like this. This is a Drew Hill deal. So that means after you pay your $85,000, which you're going to get on tour, and an extra 15% of non-musical income, which is insurance. Are you going to stay on that label? Shooter said London on the track. Yeah. I believe he negotiated her deal, which got her screwed. And if you get Summer Walker's new album, it's so fire. So fire. I'm just telling y'all, man. Y'all artists out there, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be very careful. This concludes my show for today. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. You kill negativity, hate, and lies with truth, honesty, and respect. Ignore the dumb crap, because elephants don't swat flies. Planes fly over turbulence. Also, be someone important. Be yourself. And until tomorrow, Dana J say, so long. I love every last one of y'all. Have a good night. What you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, 'cause I'm really about to put it down. I don't like to waste time on stupid conversations with no profit enough. But I'm around people that are always complaining with no solution, and I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution. Things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation. I have no time for this stupid ass conversation. Look, if you're looking for a social network that's made for us, by us, come on over to wegotUps.com. That's www.wegotUps.com. Tell them, Q.
Yeah, what's up? It's your homeboy Ice Cube. You know what it is, the West Coast Warlord, the Grand Wizard. Don Mega is in the house. Now check this out. I'm inviting you to join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. That's WeGotUps.com. 100% Black owned, man. I see you here, boys. I see you. You out there doing it, man. And as we say in the Big Three League, we got ups, baby. So WeGotUps.com. Check it out, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, Black people, we definitely need to socialize, get together, figure out this system we all going through. So, WeGotUps.com promises to be that place. Like I said, Black owned. Gotta love it. And, willing to make sure that you guys make a social connection. So WeGotUps.com, from your homeboy Ice Cube, got to throw up the dub, for that, you know what I'm saying? And hey man, official Black People Social Network. I get it. Just join, man. Join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. WeGotUps.com, man. That's easy, man. We got ups, baby. We got ups. Your homeboy Ice Cube, and I'm out. Throwing up the dub, but we got ups, man. Check it out.
And when you come over, just look me up, Official Dana J. Y'all be blessed. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but y'all chose to hang out with me and get some information from me. Love every last one of y'all. Dana J gone. Peace.